Welcome back to part 2 about the mud mower. As you can see, I got the wheels and tires on here. Got all this rear end piece done, but right now I'm going to go ahead and start putting a lot of these metal pieces back on the rear end, put the fender back on. So let's get to that. Yep, those tires are going to stick out past the fenders quite a bit. We may do something different with that later on though. Does look kind of cool from the back end. So I've been trying to get this pulley off the bottom here for almost 3 weeks now. I had a big 3-prong puller on here I tried pulling it with. I've gone to this 2-prong puller I've tried pulling it with. I've almost gone through a whole can of PB Blaster putting on it. I've almost cut it in two with the Dremel tool, and it still hadn't come off. I don't know what's holding it on there, but if it doesn't come out, I'm going to have to use the other motor. The reason why I want to use this motor is because I've heard this motor running. I've heard it running. It's got a new carburetor on it. It all works good. And the wiring harness that I've got works with this motor, which that's not a huge deal, but I got this other motor over here, but somebody's monkeyed around with it, and they had the throttle and the choke lines crisscrossed on here, and here's the kill switch wire hanging out here. It's supposed to be hooked to the coil inside there. So somebody's just done a bunch of monkeying around with it, and I haven't heard this motor run. So if I can't get that pulley off of that other one, it's so bent up now and cut up, I've got to get it off of there. The only thing I haven't done is put heat to it, but I don't want to melt the seals out of the bottom of it. But I'm going to have to drain the oil out of this one, take it out there, pressure wash it off real good, get it good and cleaned up before I start putting stuff back on it. I'll have to use that carburetor off that other motor on here, and hopefully it'll be right. This one's 1 horsepower. This one's 1 horsepower smaller than that other one, according to the model numbers on it, which I don't know if that'll make any difference on the carburetor or not. But anyway, I guess I'll get this one out there and get it cleaned up real good, bring it back in and start putting parts back on it and hooking this up where it's supposed to be and doing what I can do with it, because it doesn't look like that pulley's gonna come off on that one. So, well, I got the motor cleaned up, pressure washed as best I could. Yeah, now I'm gonna get ready to drain the oil out of it, change the oil filter, start on some of that. Well, since I never could get the pulley off of the other motor, I'm going with this motor. This is the one I'm going to use that's on here. Got the oil changed in it, got the oil filter put on it, got the carburetor swapped over to where I got the new carburetor on here. So let me get it bolted on, and maybe we'll start doing a little wiring tutorial for you. So I'm going to attempt to show you how to do just the basic wiring on a mower, but I'm just going to do the basic start and kill and constant power and that type stuff. But let's get to it. Alright, so basically what we've got is I'm just doing it from your basic switch. This is power off, that will also kill the engine. This is power on with headlights on. This is power on without headlights on. And then the momentary over to here is your start. So getting a few things out of the way that we know. I know that this wiring right here, I know that this went to the headlights. So I'm just gonna remember that, push it out here to the side. And I know this wire, this red wire, this connected straight to the battery. And I know this because it's got an inline fuse on it too. So I know that that is our power in, that is this red and white wire coming into the switch. So one of the things we're going to look for is start. So we want to know what connects when we go into the start position. So we know we have to have power needs to go, the power that goes straight from the battery needs to go to the starter solenoid. And I've already checked this out, but it's on this orange wire right here. But if you take your meter here and put it on continuity where it beeps, and I see that here's my red and white wire right here. So that's this connection here. I don't know if I can hold all this while I'm doing this or not. And then you can go through here and check and see. Well, you almost need somebody else to hold the switch. But if I go to here, which is the orange, I don't know if y'all can see that or not. But I'm going to attempt to hold this all at one time. I don't think I can do it all at one time. Alright, that's on my orange. This is on my red. Now I'm turning it to start. So that's our start wire. That will go out to the solenoid. That's this orange wire. That will go out to the solenoid to start the engine. Then right now, our constant power should be either one of these two reds right here. And it's different from the red with white stripe. But if you put this on the on without headlights and you hook it from red with white stripe, which is here, red with white stripe, and then to red, you get continuity. So if you turn that off, so you don't get continuity anymore. So kill, which will be shut off, turn it to this. You're shorting out the coil basically. So you want ground, which is right here. There's your green coming in. And then it's usually either a white or a yellow. But in this case, it's the yellow, where the yellow wire comes in right here to that contact is yellow. So turn it to on, it shouldn't read. Correct. Turn it to off, and it should read. So that's just some of the basics of coming off the switch. And when we get everything hooked up, we'll see how the wiring comes off for the headlights. And we can do it a couple of ways. It may come off of the coil of the what do you call it, the stator. We'll get this all put on there and we'll see how it works. What I'm going to do is do some of this wiring kind of temporarily permanent or permanently temporary, which is one or the other. This first wire is the power wire that we found that needs to go directly to the battery. So I'm going to hook it up, and it hooks up. You can actually see right here where it was hooked up underneath this crimp. But I'm going to make my own crimp here, or my own end. This will go on this side that has the lead that goes to the battery, straight to the battery. Gotta be butterfingers. By the way, this is the starter solenoid right here that when you click it on start, it pulls a coil in which makes these two connections, which is what this wire is going to do. This is the orange start wire that I had shown you earlier, and it goes to this termination right here. So we need to put a crimp-on end on it. That plugs onto there. Now I'm on the other side in the front end, and I've got 3 green ground wires right here. I've got a spot right here for a self tapper to go down through there, and I've got the paint ground off of it. So I'm just going to strip all 3 of these back. And just for right now, temporary, I'm going to just put all 3 of them under one connector. Or one end. like I say, this is just temporary. I'll clean all this up later on. This is what goes to the out to the lights. This is the wire that went to the headlights. All right, now let's go around on the other side. First wire I know, this one that goes to the solenoid on the bottom side of the carburetor, this red wire, it needs to hook to a switched hot. So I know that both of these red wires here, from what we found out earlier, these are both switched hots. And I don't have this connector right here, so what I'm going to do, well, temporarily I'm just going to put a blade connector up inside of there to catch that. So we've determined that these two wires are our switched hot wires. So what I'm going to do, I don't have the proper connector, so I'm going to put one of these blade connectors on here. Like I say, I'm just doing this temporary for right now. And this is the one going to the red. So you see it's in this top corner right here. So I'm just going to plug that in right there. Just for right now. And then I know this white wire right here is the one that's going to the coil that's going to be your kill or stop control. And we know on this one, we found out that the kill wire is the yellow wire. So we've got to make this yellow up to that white. We'll do the same thing on it, just put one of the flat blade connectors on it. And it goes to the bottom back side of the connector. Alright, for right now that's all we're going to hook up. That should be enough to get us started and get us stopped. So I'll get the gas tank put in here, we'll get a little bit of gas put in it, get that hooked up, and then we'll see if it'll start. I'm going to do a pulley swap on the front pulley, the one that's on the motor. This is the one that was originally on it. Looks like it's maybe a 3-inch, 3.5, something like that. And I'm going up to a 7-inch. That looks like that's the biggest I can get underneath there, but I've still got to weld this to this hub first, get it put on there, and then we'll have to figure out what size belt I got to have. Well, I got the belt on with the 7-inch pulley. It ended up being, I had the choice of a 105-inch and a 107-inch, and the 107-inch worked pretty good, so there's what we got. I gotta have some belt guides or the pieces to keep the belt on there to keep when it gets slacked, and I need 2 5/8 inches, and this is exactly 2 5/8 inches. So I'm gonna try using it. I'll get it cut up and show you how I put them on there. This is what the brackets look like on there to hold the belt on. Anyway, let's go on to the next thing. Alright, we're gonna see if this thing is gonna start. And it shut off. That meant I got it. That was pretty good first try. Well guys, I just wanted to make sure that engine was going to work. That's going to do it for this video. Got plenty of other things we can do to this thing. And I'll drive it around and do some different things on it next video. But thanks for watching. Comment, share, like, subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.